welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to do some pre-made flowers. This time we're going to use some gel. So these are some pre-made acrylic flowers that I made. We have some that are flat and some that are a little more curved. So we're going to do this style but with some gel. So I'm going to use my nail form. This is the Young Nails brand. You can use any nail form that you have. And I have two ways of doing this. I just wanted to try this way that's a little bit more simple, but I'll let you know which one I prefer. So I'm going to take the middle of this nail form and I'm going to use it as a support or as an anchor so I'm able to comfortably grab this form while I'm working on it. So you don't want it too round, you want it a little bit flat. Now this is the previous one that I made and I used it with a straw so that way it has the perfect fit. So these are the two ways that you can do it. I really prefer using it with the straw. So let me know if you have tried making any pre-made forms. Now let's start with doing a gel flower. So this is the consistency that you want your gel to be. I'm going to use my pointed tip and my spatula, and what I'm going to do is just flatten it out and kind of mix it. I just want to see what the consistency is like, if it's clean, and then I'm going to continue. So I'm going to try to take even sections out, and I'm really just going to try it out at first. I haven't done these flowers in a little bit, so I'm gonna warm up and do a practice nail and we'll see how it comes out. So I'm going to start with this small little petal and I'm going to use my pointed bead and just point it downwards and flatten it out. So with this petal you want to just secure it, and if you find it that it's sticking to your tool, just clean it out on a paper towel. Now I'm going to continue to do the same steps. I'm just going to roll the little ball and I'm going to do a petal on both sides of this first petal, and then we're going to stop and just kind of evaluate it and kind of go from there. So I'm going to kind of smush it in and do the same step. It's very simple. There's not that much work that you need to do with this gel. In this first flower, I just took the beads freehand, and it was not really the most even way of doing it or the most precise way of doing it. So this is kind of like a trial run. So I'm just trying to see if the shape is good, because you need to try it out depending on the shape of your nail. So if you have very round nails and you usually have your nails the same way and you're going to make these for yourself, then you want them to fit perfectly. So I'm going to start off with this trial flower and see how it comes out. So I'm going to keep just taking these petals and shaping it. So after you do the initial petal and then the two on the sides, you want to turn your paper or your form, and you're going to act like the one on the side is now the one in the center, and you're filling in the one on the other side. So you're just kind of rotating it and looking at it in that way, so that way they're proportionate and even. And I've seen a lot of, I don't want to say they're bad, but they're not really the best. And I'm like, well, there's this gel that makes it so simple and you can make them look so cute instead of kind of sloppy, you know? So hopefully this kind of helps in showing how to pre-make them. That way you can use them on yourself and they're going to fit really good, because sometimes you don't want something that's flat. You can wear something that's more rounded and fits better onto the nail. So that was one of the suggestions that I saw on that video, was maybe a little bit more round. So this works a lot better. I'm going to do a set with one of these flowers, with one of each of these flowers, just to kind of compare them and see what they look like. I'm going to add a rhinestone to the center, and this is the finished result. And I'm going to pop it off and just put it on my nail, and it looks like it was a little bit too round. It fit on my pinky, but it was a little bit too round, maybe because the pinky's smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flatten out my paper a little bit more. And once I flatten it out, I'm going to do my petals. I'm going to pre-make them. And that way they are more even. And now I'm going to do these petals in real time. The previous ones were a little bit more sped up. So now you can really see how I do these petals, and hopefully it's a little bit more even. So I'm going to take all the little petals are still stuck on the back of my hand, and I'm going to do the same method. So I placed one down, and we're going to do one on each side, and you're going to imagine the little rhinestones already there. You can previously kind of set it there and glue it, but I just like adding it at the end because that glue is going to be what seals everything together when you pop it off. So again, I'm going to do it again on the other side, and sometimes it's kind of hard to stick it on, so you kind of have to adjust it. But if it's too hard and it falls, if it gets dirty, you can just redo it and put another one on. And it's really cool because you can pre-make these. And I'm gonna look for another little container, maybe something that you can find on Amazon. That way you can store these and have these pre-made, and it's gonna look so cute because you can add multiple and just pop them on. Like, I feel like I can do these while I'm working at home. I can just do these and have a variety of different colors. So I do think that this one came out a little bit better, pre-making the petals and kind of scooping them out a little bit better. I have a few other videos going into depth with these gels. If you go into my playlist, you can see a little bit more with this gel specifically and making these flowers as well. So I do try to make them a little bit more even with this one. So now I'm going to add this last flower, and we're going to treat this as if it was the center petal. And then just kind of, I feel like in my brain it kind of makes it easier to follow the pattern, so that way they're all even and they're not too far apart or too bunched up. It's kind of like the perfect spacing. So hopefully that helps. And this color is really pretty too. It's a really pretty blue. And I'm just going to smush it in. I feel like maybe this one was a little bit smaller, but as long as they're generally the same size, I think it'll be good. So I just cured the little rhinestone on and I'm going to pop it off. I'm going to place it on my nail and kind of just take a look at it, and it fit really nicely. So I feel like the flatter the paper a little bit is better. You just want a slight curve to it. And yeah, it looks so cute, and I will do a little bit more of these flowers and show you guys what I come up with. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.